Good morning, everyone. I'm really excited to be here today, especially because, as Isabel said, we can commemorate the long work. This is the 4th annual, and we actually have something to show for all of your hard work. I'm going to introduce today the National Board. It's an independent National Board. It was selected by a selection committee, a blind selection process. So we've been able to uphold the integrity of the National Board. And I want all the members of the board to come up, and I'm going to actually have them give you a couple of snippets about themselves so that you can get to know them a little bit better. I'm just going to pass it around and have all of the board members just kind of give a brief introductions of themselves, and that way you can get to know them a little bit better. Well, first of all, Liz already introduced me, so I'm not going to belabor the point, but here's Jeanette Anders.
Hi everyone, welcome. I'm employed with Language Line Services, and I've been with Language Line Services for about 9 years, and I live in Arizona. Don't shoot me for that right now. I'm also a member of the board of CHIA, the California Healthcare Interpreter Association, and the Arizona State Representative for IMIA, and also a member of the Committee for the National Council. And I'm just thrilled everybody's here. Nice to see old faces and some new faces, and I'll pass it along here to my colleagues.
My name is Dr. Alvaro Vergara Mary. I'm the IMIA representative for Nevada. I'm from Las Vegas, and I'm also director of the Nevada Interpreters Translators Association, and it's a pleasure for me to be a member of the board and one of the directors of the National Board. Thank you.
My name is Karina Craig. I'm originally from Argentina. I started working in translation field in Argentina many years ago when I was going to college, and I'm an interpreter and interpreter training living in Steamboat Springs, Colorado. I work for Integrated Community, which is a nonprofit organization, and Yampa Valley Medical Center, also in Steamboat Springs.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Tracy, and I'm a freelance Spanish translator and interpreter. I'm based in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and I also represent a little bit of the academia side of things, having studied formally translation and interpretation in Monterey, and it's a pleasure to be on board.
Ina Gimmelberg. I work in Boston area, in Quincy and Wellesley, in Massachusetts. I've been an interpreter, and I'm a member for a good 18 years, and I've been interpreting myself. My background is I come from the former Soviet Union, from Belarus, if you can guess from my accent, and I now train medical interpreters, and it's a pleasure to be on the board. I train medical interpreters, and I train community interpreters at Boston Universities, and I train medical interpreters at Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare Foundation, Culture Insight branch of nonprofit.
Hi, my name is Rita Weil, and I'm an interpreter in Philadelphia, a Spanish interpreter. I'm also a trainer for Bridging the Gap. I started interpreting in Washington, D.C., and right here in Maryland, right? I used to live in Bethesda, and I'm really happy to be on the board.
Hello, I'm Elena Langdon. I work right now at a hospital in Springfield, Massachusetts. I'm the supervisor of a very large interpreter services department, and I am a certified translator for Portuguese from the ETA. And I also teach at Boston University. I've been training people there, and also at UMass Amherst, from where I have a master's in translation studies. And I originally grew up in Brazil, and now I live in Massachusetts.
Good morning, I'm Marty Conroy. I'm originally from New York, and I'm still there. And I'm also an employee of Language Line Services. But prior to my prior life, I was a regulator. I oversaw the New York State Department of Health as they imposed language requirements on all the hospitals and clinics. So it's great to see the movement forward for certification and the movement forward for professionalizing a very, very valuable part of the clinical team in every hospital. So it's a pleasure to be on the board and to serve with these distinguished folks.
I'm Eric Hart. I'm a monolingual white boy from Connecticut and now a doctor in Boston. I spent way too much time with my Italian-speaking grandparents when I was growing up, and I internalized some fire in the gut about language barriers and people who were sick. I spent 10 years in the city hospital system of New York, where I saw terrible ways to deal with this problem back in 1974 to 84. When I came to Boston in 84, Raquel Cashman grabbed me and said, "I'm making you my official consultant, let's go get him." And the last 25 years or so have been terrific. I was there when the MMIA, now the IMIA, was founded. I was there when the National Council was founded. And I'm very, very thrilled to be here now in your board.
Can I just say something real quick before you go?
No.
No, this is our newest member, so I just wanted to just introduce him briefly before he gives it. He's our newest member, and he is Bruce Murley, as most of you know, from Pacific Interpreter. So you can give us a little bit.
Thank you, Mel. Well, I'm like Dr. Hart, I'm colossally monolingual, although I do have a small vocabulary that relates mostly to wine. You know, for many years, Pacific Interpreters has made a very strong profile supporting language services in every fashion. We've been supporters of all the organizations in the field, and we've tried very hard to not take sides and go one way or another along the way, but to support the profession. Everybody's good at endeavors and activities should be supported. So when Nella called me and said there's an opening on the board, we wrestled with it a bit and said, is it going to be perceived peculiarly if we're now on the board of the national board when there's still another initiative out there for certification? And what we finally said was, no, we support the initiative for certification in its broadest sense. So to support it, you have to participate. So we're glad to be here. And besides, it gives me an opportunity to stay close to this man, whom I'll follow anywhere. And I get to keep an eye on Marty, too.
Thank you, guys. And this is your national board.